Good afternoon, Salceda here, continuing World History A. My live lessons, more like meet and greets and talks. We chat a bit more than we actually do lesson stuff, but it's just, time for you to vent, ask questions as you all need be. 1 to 1:30, join the link. I think at most, I had like 45 students join. I have a class of 219, so that's about 20%. For those of you that show up, you are receiving that extra Salceda love at the end of the year. If you need help with stuff, have you been joining? You have an 89, need help for the 90. Yeah, thank you for assisting me assist you. Need to book an appointment? The link should work. Hey, no longer blocked. There it is, right? Feel free to book an appointment with me. All right, let's continue. We're in unit 1. I already finished lesson 7, so we're on lesson 8, History of Ancient Egypt. Oh, I have an itch and I need to sneeze. See how that goes. If that comes out, oh, it doesn't come out. I can see it. Oh my goodness. One moment, guys. Okay, sorry. Bless me. Yes, thank you for that. Okay. So vocabulary terms, dynasty and Rosetta Stone, the succession of rulers from the same family, and the Rosetta Stone. There's a program out there, Rosetta Stone, that helps you learn languages. A stone discovered in 1799 engraved with several ancient languages that permitted the first translation of hieroglyphs. So, what is a dynasty? A dynasty, dynasties in Egypt, man, there are a total of 33 dynasties in Egypt. So 33 families per se that held the Egyptian throne, these pharaohs. How many dynasties? 33. The main three dynasties would be the Old Kingdom, the Middle Kingdom, and the New Kingdom, which is kind of where this lesson is broken up into because Egypt has like 3,000 years of history, right? So there's your first term there. For those of us, because you're going to be asked a term question, a succession of kings or rulers from the same family or extended family. Around 3000 BC, Upper and Lower Egypt were united by a king into one kingdom. The Old Kingdom is from 2700 to 2200 BC. Strong leadership, expanding prosperity. They believed the pharaoh could control the flooding of the Nile because the pharaohs were followed by the people in such worshipful manners, like pharaoh was a god or a king. The period is known as the Age of the Pharaohs. A pharaoh is an Egyptian king. Same concept. All right. So, pharaohs, ruler of ancient Egypt. That's the only time we're going to hear pharaohs. Like Tsar is the ruler of Russia. Right. Emperors are of Europe. Chiefs are Native American tribes or native tribes. What does pharaoh mean? It's literally ruler of ancient Egypt. Was a pharaoh a god or a king? A little bit of both is what they were. They did have female pharaohs as well, called queens, etc., etc., etc. Some of these pharaohs typically had large tombs, and they a lot of gold. We'll just leave it as a lot of gold. So when we talk about the Old Kingdom, here's the Old Kingdom. The Old Kingdom itself spread down the Nile River. I like this timemaps.com website. As the kingdoms, gained power, expanded their territories expanded out of the Nile River, as we saw in the last lesson with this geography of Africa. The new kingdom will then consolidate itself and move its way down further south in the Nile. Right? We start from about 3000 BC, and the Egyptian pharaohs don't enter about 100 AD or CE. So over 3,000 years of Egyptian history. Right? The reason why we know so much about them is because there's mummies, there's tombs, there's carvings on walls, right? These hieroglyphs that they used. These would be the pyramids of Giza, For those of you who have played Assassin's Creed Origins, I haven't passed it. I played it for a while. You get to travel and climb up these pyramids of Giza. Let me take you there because we can do this kind of stuff. All right, so thank you, Google Maps, for this short field trip. I'll be taking you guys to see the pyramids of Giza. They are humongous, to say the least. Let this map load. There's the Nile, right? Let them just pinpoint the pyramids of Giza. Let's zoom in. Thank you, spy satellites that now you can use as civilians. You can see them from space-ish. Let this load for us. There we go. There are the pyramids of Giza. The cool thing about Google Maps is, I finally got it to work, by the way. If we get close enough to Giza, to this necropolis is like a tomb. So a little bug passed by. As this clears up, come on, clear up for me. There you go. It's loading. It's loading. Let's give it a few more seconds. So I want to show you this real neat part about the pyramids. Ah, there we go. We can 3D this. Yeah, check that out. Wow. Right. These three pyramids, if you've seen the original Transformers, the Three Kings thing when Sam is looking for this doorway, this gateway. I dropped the little guy. Hey, look, there are the pyramids. Can we get a lot closer to the base of the pyramid? Let's move him. You can walk through. That is a regular person. Those are the stones. And those are the pyramids. Crazy. Crazy how huge these pyramids are. Many theories as to why they built them, but they've been around. And they've been around. We'll just leave it at that. Look at that. Pyramids of Giza. Three pyramids, uno, dos, tres. Tombs for the ancient pharaohs. Little video for y'all to watch. Some pyramids took 5, 10, 20 years to build. The Great Pyramid covers 13 acres. 1 acre is like 1 city block, so 13 blocks. And is 481 feet high. Each floor in a building is 10 feet. So you're talking about 48 stories. 2.5 million blocks were used, some weighing over 60 tons. Hieroglyphs is a form of writing. The reason why we know so much about this, Napoleon was trying to conquer Egypt before 1800. His men were walking and they stumbled upon a black piece of stone. They dug it up and they found this tablet. On this tablet, we actually got 3 forms of writing. We got Egyptian writing, and then we had, I think it was Greek, and then some other language. So if this Greek word means this word, then this word must mean that. And we've been able to figure out what these ancient Egyptians were writing. There's no like, oh, sir, how do you know? Scholars have done their research, right? And you can actually try to figure out what they are, right? There's little hieroglyphs activities. Certain symbols were certain letters, certain pictures meant different things. You put them together and really it's like Pictionary, pictures that mean words. Right? So A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Others were more literal, like a man, person, a goddess, lying down, forced effort, a star, etc., etc., etc. Then we get the Middle Kingdom, happens after the Old Kingdom. It's in the middle between the middle and the new. And it just continues, right? Land expands, the Egyptians take more territory, their culture spreads. You have 8 questions, I believe. I take it back. You had more, 14, 15 questions. Most of these items we did discuss, I did discuss, right? A succession of rulers in the same family, vocabulary term. The Egyptian state formed during the reign of what king? That's up there in the first one. You got to match. What are we matching? Old, new, middle, right? What order are they in? They managed the government of Egypt. Who was this? What is the name of their leader? The age of the pharaohs, discussed that at the beginning of this video. Bodies were embalmed to decay to keep the children, mother, soul, or king happy. Select two that apply, choose the correct answer, etc. You don't do well. I believe you have 4 attempts per activity. Let me know how you guys do. Thank you all very much for this. Lesson 9 coming up shortly. They should be up by the end of the day, and then the rest of them by hopefully by tomorrow or into Saturday. You all be good, be well, have a good one. I will see you soon.